Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. All right, we have one defeat of Rhino as Spectrum, so we're going to go back at it again in standard Rhino, see if we can give him the beat down with Spectrum here. So this is standard Spectrum right out of the box, pre-constructed deck, so I haven't done anything funky to it. Probably go a little bit faster this time because we looked at a lot of the cards in the last playthrough. If you want something that talks more about the cards, go back to the last playthrough. All right, so we've got Monica Rambeau out there. We don't have any formed yet because she hasn't gone hero. We've got Rhino out there. He's got his starting 14 hit points. We've got the break-in. Nothing special goes, so we're good to go. So we're going to take a look for hand size 6, and we get 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are my 3 form cards right there. Kind of got them set aside. All right, so let's see what we want to keep and what we're going to let go. All right, so oofta. Look at that. So we have Mighty Avengers. Looks like a nice card because that's going to give my Avenger allies bonuses of 1 thwart and attacks. We'll probably hold on to that. But mass attack is exhaust 3 allies. That's not doing me any good. Band together is I get a resource for each ally I've got. That's not doing me any good. Ready to rumble lets me ready my hero when I change form. It would be nice, but I think we're going to get that out of there. And the pulsar shield is a defense thing, which might be good at this start here. We'll hold on to the pulsar shield. All right. So hopefully my goal right now is to get Mighty Avengers out, but we'll see what else we get after we mulligan 4 cards here. We got a Speed of Light, which lets me change forms and draw a card. I have 2 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got Blade, which is pretty cool, and Captain America, which is nice in that he's pretty good hero, but he's got to cost us 6, and I have to have other stuff out there first. The problem with Blade is in order to use Blade, I'm going to need to do some physical resources, and I don't have any on the board right now. So what's that put us at? That puts us at, I want to get Mighty Avengers out, and then I want to get Blade out also, because I think that's going to set me up for later. It's not going to do me any good this round. It's going to make Captain America go away, but I think we're all right with that. So we'll see how this plays out here. I could do a bunch of changing energy forms to get cards, but I don't want to go that route this turn. Actually, if I'm playing fast against Rhino here, that might be a smart thing. Would be just to deal damage, use the Speed of Light to go to a protective form, block that, and then come back and Speed of Light the next turn to get back to my aggressive form and hit him again. But I think I'm going to go with the build a little bit here and see how that goes. Blade hasn't impressed me thus far, but maybe this is the game with the Mighty Avengers makes him work out well. Okay, so anyway, after all of that, we're going to switch on over to Spectrum form. When we do that, we're going to get out and choose one of our forms, and we're going to go with a Gamma form. So Gamma form says, pow, says energy form permanent, get +2 attack, and after you change to this form, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to deal 1 damage to Rhino, because he's the only enemy out there, so the choices are limited. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to drop our Mighty Avengers out there. So Mighty Avengers is going to give me play under any player's control, max 1 team card per player. If each of your characters has the Avenger trait, each ally you control gets +1 thwart and +1 attack. So I'm hoping we build, and that looks pretty nice there. So I'll set that out to the side, and we'll get Blade out. All right, I could use Blade as a 1 and done, but I don't think we're going to go there. All right, so we're going to exhaust Spectrum to attack. She's attacking for 1 +2, so she's going to hit Rhino for 3. He's down to 10. All right, we're going to be done. So we're going to unexhaust. We're going to draw back up to 5 cards. So another Mighty Avengers. Pulsar Shield, Photon Speed, 3, 4, 5. And a band together. All right, well, at least the band together would get me a resource at this point in time. The Pulsar Shield might be interesting this round. So that's 1 Spectrum Defense, change Pulsar Energy Form, and Ready Spectrum. If you were, she gets Retaliate until the end of phase. could help me go defense, but I'm probably going to hold on to that and use it for resources. All right, so we're going over to Rhino's turn. First thing is we're going to take a look, and it's 1 per player, so he's going to get 1 threat on the main scheme. Then Rhino's going to see Spectrum out there, and he's going to come attack. So he's got an attack of 2, and he's going to get a boost card. And we have to decide whether we want to defend against this with Blade or Spectrum. We won't defend, so the attack's just going to come into Spectrum. So Spectrum's looking at an attack of 2, and he's going to get a boost, and the boost is going to give him 1 more. So we're going to take 3 damage. All right, not too bad, all things considered. Oop, there we go, 3. All right, she's got 11 hit points, so she's got pretty good hit points. All right, next up is our encounter card. So we're grabbing counter card, and we get, boom, Stampede. Hero, Rhino attacks you. If the character is damaged by this attack, that character is stunned. Okay, so now I may want to defend against this. I could use my Pulsar Shield. I gotta think about that because I kind of don't want to be stunned and I don't want to take another attack. But I also don't want to lose Blade for that attack. And the other part of that is that I don't want to use a bunch of resources because once I do that, then I can't get Blue Marvel back out. I think I'm just going to take this hit, which is going to be painful. So he's attacking for 2. He's going to get a boost of 2, so he's going to hit me for 4. Ow. All right, good thing is that was Shadows of the Past, and it's no longer in the deck, but I'm going to take 4 more damage, so I'm actually at 7. Ouch. Actually, let's get these out of here. We'll get a big old 5. Dun, dun, dun. I think I've got a 5. Where's my 5 at? There it is. There's 1. All right. There we go. So we've taken 7 damage. That hurts. And we're stunned. I'm remembering that when I get hit with a Stampede, I get stunned. Okay. I think we'll be resting this next round. But we're done with the villain turn. We're back over to the hero side. So top of the round. What are we going to do? So I do believe we want to get Blue Marvel out there because he's looking pretty cool. So after Blue Marvel enters play, I can change energy forms. That's interesting. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and attack with Spectrum, or do I hold on to it in order to... So my choices here are I can exhaust to attack, which would clear my stun, or I could flip to alter ego, exhaust, and that would help me recover faster. And that's looking like the better solution at this point, I think. So let's go ahead. We're going to flip over. Ooh, wait a minute. No, we're not going to do that yet. We have other things we want to do first because Mighty Avengers says that let's see here, if each of your characters has the Avenger trait. All right, so if I switch, I do not think that Monica has the Avenger trait. No, she's just civilian. All right, so this is where ordering matters. I don't want to flip yet because I want to keep this boost out there. All right, and what would be good is if I can hold on to a physical, which would allow Blade to attack. So I'm going to hold on to my band together. So we're going to do these 3 here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to get Blue Marvel into play. So it says when he comes into play, I can change energy forms. All right, so what's the best? So I could go Photon, which is going to allow me to remove a threat from a scheme, or I could go Pulsar, which is going to heal me 1. Actually, let's do that. We're going to go Pulsar form. So Pulsar form says +2 defense after you change to this form. Heal 1 damage from Spectrum. So that's going to heal us 1. Okay. Next up is we're going to go ahead and attack with Blue Marvel. So Blue Marvel attacks for 2, but he's got this bonus of Mighty Avengers out there. So he actually attacks for 3 at this point in time. So we're going to knock Rhino down to 7. All right, then we're going to use our band together to generate a, oop, got to take consequential damage here. We're going to use our band together to generate a physical resource. So after blade thwarts or attack, so let's go to do his attack first. So he's going to attack, and there's no consequential damage there, no little starbursts there. So we're going to attack for 2. We're going to get a bonus of 1s. We're going to hit for another 3. Rhino's going to be down to 4. All right. And then it says, after blade thwarts or attacks, choose to either spend a physical resource from your hand or discard blade. So we've got band together. It's a wild resource, so we can use that as a physical from my hand. Blade stays out. All right. Now I need to think about this. I changed to photon form. I could totally heal up, or I could flip and continue with 3 damage. I kind of want to clear this stun. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack with Spectrum, which the stunned is going to go away because the next time this character would attack, discard this status card instead. So stunned goes away. And we're going to flip on over to Monica Rambeau, which says that all of our forms go away. All right, no more forms. All right, that's the end of our turn. So we're going to collect up our tokens so we're readied. I'm going to draw 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, got a bunch of damage possible here. We've got our photon speed, which I may need after this, because photon speed lets me remove 4 threat from a scheme, which could be really nice after this round of Rhino. We got another Mighty Avengers, not doing me a whole lot of good. So Kalu is an interesting card. After Kalu enters play, search your top 5 cards of your deck for an event, add that event to your hand, shuffle your deck. And Spectrum's got a lot of interesting events in her deck. Most of these are events. The Gamma Blast, 7 damage, is an event. So anyway, all right. So we're done with Spectrum's turn. We're going over to Rhino. So we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino's going to see Monica out there in alter ego form, so he's going to scheme. He schemes for 1. He's going to get a boost of 2. Oh, he schemed for 3. Ouch. Okay, so that puts us at 5 on the threat track out of 7. All right. So now it's going to get scary. Do we draw an advance? Because we're going to get an encounter card. And all these encounter cards have alter ego stuff where it has us grab another card. So let's see what we get. Boom. Okay, Hydra Bomber. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. Oh, man. I think we're going to go with the 1 threat on the main scheme. All right. It's up to 6 out of 7. Oh, so close. Ooh, did I remember? 1, 2, 3. That should have taken us to 4. And we got 1. Okay, I'm trying to remember whether I put 1 on there at the beginning of the turn. I think I did, because we went from 1 to 2, and then he schemed for 3. So I think we're good. All right. So we're done with the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn, and we're just scraping by. He is about to finish that break-in. We need to do something about that. Our photon speed will help with that. If we go to that form, we also get to do, we get to remove a threat from a scheme in addition. Now the problem is if I hit Rhino, Rhino is going to flip and we'll have Breaking and Taken come out, which gives us extra cards, which is also unfortunate. I do want to heal so that I don't end up getting hit by Rhino and having him take me out that way. Clue would get some bonuses from the Mighty Avengers, so we'd get a little bit bigger. That's kind of nice. Throwing a Gamma Blast is always fun, but I don't think that's going to happen. And the other thing is, I've got a physical resource. I could use that as a physical resource to pay for Blade. All right. What would be really cool would be to Gamma Blast and Photon Speed, but I don't think I'm going to get both of those out there. The other thing is, if I go to Photon Speed, it doesn't actually do me a lot of good to start off going to that form. Oof, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to, I think I'm going to rest first because we really need those hit points. So that's going to take, we're going to recover 3. So I'm going to take this 5 away, and we got 3 damage. All right, but that also means I'm going to be starting exhausted. All right, so we're going to flip on over to Spectrum. And when we do that, we choose which form that we want. All right, and we're going to flip pretty quick here into photon speed. We're going to use photon speed pretty fast. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to gamma form. Nope. We're going to go to pulsar form. The pulsar form is, it's going to heal me 1 when I go to pulsar form. All right, so we're going to go pulsar form. We're going to heal 1. All right, after that, we're going to go, God, do I want to get Clue into play? I think we need to do the photon speed. So we're going to do 1, 2, and we're going to do photon speed. All right, so photon speed is change to photon energy form, remove 4 threat from a scheme. All right, so we're going to change to photon energy form, which says +2 thwart. After you change this energy form, remove 1 threat from a scheme. So we're going to take 1 threat off of the scheme. And then the photon speed happens, and we remove 4 threat from a scheme. So this is going to go down to 1. All right, so we've cleaned that up pretty good. And we're in photon form. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring Clue into play. All right, he says, after Clue enters play, search your top 5 cards for an event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we reshuffle. All right, so I've got a Moxie, which gives me +1 thwart and attack, but I'm already exhausted, so it doesn't do me any good. That is the only event that I have in my deck. What would have been nice is if Moxie would have been a physical resource and I could have went at him with Blade, but of course it's not. So we will go ahead and take the Moxie, and then we have to shuffle. All right. Okay, so now we need to do, I think we're going to do some beatdown of Rhino here. All right, we're going to have Blue Marvel. Well, let's have Clue first, because let's get that Hydra Bomber out of there, because what I don't want to have happen is that scheming, him adding to the scheme. There's not a whole lot of threat that we can handle with the break-in, so we want to minimize that. So we're going to use Clue. Clue's going to attack for 2 because we have Mighty Avengers out there. When he attacks for 2, he's going to attack the Hydra Bomber and take out the Hydra Bomber. All right, he takes 1 consequential damage for that. All right, Blue Marvel's going to attack. He attacks for 2 + 1, 3. He'll end up taking a consequential damage, and we're going to take 3 off of Rhino. So Rhino's down to 1. All right, Blade's just going to hang. And we've got our Moxie. I think we're going to let our Moxie go at the end of the round here. All right, so we're going to discard our Moxie. No, we'll hold on to the Moxie. All right. I'm going to get rid of all of these. We're going to draw back up to our hand size of 5. So 1, 2, another one, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. 3 Moxies is not what I'm going for. Avengers Mansion would be nice, but we're getting kind of late in the game, so we'll see. The energy duplication could be a physical resource also, or I could get it out there to help pay for stuff. But anyway, all right, so where are we going with all of this? We're going over to Rhino's turn. So first thing, I'm going to put 1 threat on the break-in. Second thing is Rhino's going to see Spectrum out there and he's going to want to attack. We're going to put Clue in front of this one. So Clue's going to step out and take the Rhino charge. Rhino's attacking for 2. He's going to get a boost, so he's going to hit for 2, which is enough to take Clue out. All right. Clue steps down for a little while and takes a nap. All right, next up we need encounter card. So encounter card is Enhanced Ivory Horns. Going to attach to Rhino and make him hit harder. All right. So that is the end of Rhino's turn, and we're back over to the hero's turn. So things are looking okay. We are in photon form, so I think when that breaking and taken comes out, we can fix that, which is good. Now, we've got a whole bunch of Moxie out here, but that's after I change form, which doesn't do me any good. I could get Avengers Mansion out there. I think that's what we'll do. That'll allow us to get another card, and maybe it ends up being a physical resource. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Put our Avengers Mansion into play. Man, it's been a long time since I played an Avengers Mansion. Exhaust Avengers Mansion, choose a player. That player draws 1 card. So we're going to do it. We're going to exhaust our Avengers Mansion. We're going to draw a card. And it's ready to rumble. All right. Now, let's see here. I think what we're going to do is this is going to take Blue Marvel out of play when I do this. And then I'm going to be looking at a big hit from Rhino. So I'm trying to think of how the next turn is going to play out. It's going to be pretty messy. Because I can take Rhino. He's going to flip. We'll get breaking and taken out. Once we do that, there's not much more I can do. Rhino's going to attack. I can take 1 hit, but he's going to be at 3 attack plus 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus he's going to get a boost card. So I can maybe take 1 hit, and then after that I'm going to have to throw Blade in front of it. Ouch. Okay. So we're going to have Blue Marvel go ahead and attack. When he does that, he's going to attack for 2 plus 1 is 3. So that's going to take Rhino out for now. We get stage 2 Rhino. Stage 2 Rhino comes out. We need a breaking and taken. So when he's revealed, breaking and taken comes into play. Hard to keep down, armored Rhino. There we go. Breaking and taken into play. And it's going to start with 3 on it, which is a good number for me. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to give an extra card draw. We're not going to worry about that. So it's 2 plus 1 per player. So it gets 3. And that's where we're at. All right, the good thing is we're at Spectrum in photon form right now. So photon form gives me +2 thwart. So we're going to go ahead and exhaust. Then we're going to do a thwarty thing and thwart for 3 and get rid of breaking and taken. All right. We also need to give Rhino some hit points. He should be at 15. So let's boost him up. All right. Now comes the messy round. Let's see how this plays out. Get 5 cards. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Power Man can do a lot of damage this round. We'll see how the villain turn works out here. All right. So starting off, we've got... I'm going to unexhaust. All right. Starting off, we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. And then Rhino... I'm going to see Spectrum out here, so he's going to attack. I don't want to put either of these folks in front of him. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take it. So he's attacking for 3. He's got a +1 from the horn, so he's attacking for 4. And we're going to get a boost and take 5. 5 damage. All right, so that hurt. Now, I'm actually glad the Hydra Mercenary was the boost there, because I really don't want anybody in front of Rhino. Because I would like to do lots of damage to him this next round, which is quite possible. We could take him out this next round, but it's going to depend upon what this encounter card is. So let's see what we get. We've got our encounter. There's lots of ways this could go wrong, so let's see what we get. We get, crowd control. Definitely one of the better things to get. All right, so... we got 2 per player. All right, so I think we got this one in the bag. Got to do some math here. Blue Marvel attacked, and he should be gone. He should have taken a consequential damage from that attack, which would take him out. All right. Which changes my math a little bit. Forgot to unexhaust my Avengers Mansion. Man, I missed a bunch of cleanup from last round. Okay, so what I would like to do is get a Gamma Blast and get Power Man out there. Only got one ally in play. But I could do, let's use our Avengers Mansion. I'll get a magical card, and the magical card is Ready to Rumble. All right, not all that magical. All right, so if we get Power Man out, which is going to cost 2, 3. Now we've got Power Man in play. The Power Man comes into play with 2 chi counters on him. So let's see here. We'll use white to be the chi counters. All right, and the chi counters give him +2 attack for each chi counter discarded. Okay, so we're going to try to pile up the damage here. I think we can get to 15 this round. The other thing we need to do is, I think we're going to do our Gamma Blast. So I haven't done the math yet to figure it all out, but I think we're going to be close, so we're just going to go for it and see how things work out. All right, so Band Together is worth 2, and then our Ready to Rumble makes it 3, and we can do a Gamma Blast. All right, so Gamma Blast says that I'm going to change to Gamma Energy form, deal 7 damage to an enemy. If I was Gamma, it gains Overkill, but I'm not, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. All right, so I'm going to change to Gamma form. When I change to Gamma form, I deal 1 damage to an enemy. So we're going to start off with that. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. So we're going to go from 15 down to 14. And then we do 7 damage. So we're going to take this to a 5, and we're going to take away a 2. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go a bit crazy, and we're going to take both the chi counters off of Power Man. So when he does that, it says discard any number of chi counters. Discard any number of chi counters from Power Man. He gets +2 attack for each chi counter discarded this way until the end of phase. All right, so he is attacking for 2, 4, plus the Mighty Avengers is 5. So he's attacking for 5. And he's going to exhaust. He's going to attack for 5. Bam! Yep, it's looking good. We got Rhino going out. All right, so I think what we do is we take him down with Blade at that point in time, because that just seems right. Blade's gonna take him to the underworld there. So he's attacking for 2, gets a boost of 1. He attacks for 3. That's enough to take out Rhino. Blade would go away after that because I don't have a physical resource to keep him around. Doesn't matter a whole lot because Rhino's gone, and we get another win with Spectrum. All right, 2 wins with Spectrum. This win, I think we saw more of the leadership aspect get into play. Mighty Avengers is awfully nice. We got to use Blade a little bit more. I think Power Man did his thing at the end there. There were a couple of cards that just did what they're supposed to do. So Blue Marvel ended up being a pretty good play. Let's see here. Clue was kind of a wong. It didn't like do anything grand for me there. I'm trying to look through other stuff there. Oh, the Photon Speed came in very useful right when I needed it. I got a bunch of weird cards at the beginning, but we sorted past them. Could have taken this game in a much different direction up front, but I kind of liked seeing more of the leadership aspect. And Spectrum herself actually didn't do a ton of damage that game. Most of it came from the allies and our big Gamma Blast at the end there. So yes, that's 2 wins with Spectrum on standard. So next up is going to be Spectrum Expert, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so that's it for now, and thanks for watching.